Are political parties, people, or organizations allowed to stir up racial division? What measures are in place to stop political parties from stirring up racial division while politicking? Because we have a right of freedom of speech in Guyana, does that mean you can say anything, including racist things? If you want to find out the answers to these questions, stay tuned. Guyanese, my name is Brendan Glassford and you are watching Clarity, where we provide clarity on legal issues that you have questions about. Before we begin, allow me to say this is an educational discussion. It is not legal advice, nor is it a substitute for legal advice. Now, with that out of the way, let's provide some clarity on the legal issues that you have questions about. So we're going to continue answering questions that you have about exciting racial hostility or ill will in Guyana. Okay, so another fundamental right that we have in Guyana is the right to freedom of expression, which is provided for by Article 146 of the Constitution. Let's bring that provision on screen now.
Article 146, Subarticle 1 of the Constitution provides that except with his or her own consent, no person shall be hindered in the enjoyment of his or her freedom of expression. That is to say, freedom to hold opinions without interference, freedom to receive ideas and information without interference, freedom to communicate ideas and information without interference, and freedom from interference with his or her correspondence. Article 146, Subarticle 2 of the Constitution provides that nothing contained in or done under the authority of any law shall be held to be inconsistent with or in contravention of this article to the extent that the law in question makes provision that imposes restrictions upon any person, institution, body, authority, or political party from taking any action or advancing, disseminating, or supporting any idea which may result in racial or ethnic divisions among the people of Guyana.
Now, just because you have freedom of expression, you are not entitled to say anything you want. Now, no right is absolute. Every right has exceptions. And freedom of expression is no different. Just because you have freedom of expression, it does not permit you to spew hate speech. Article 146 makes a direct exception to freedom of expression, stating that hate speech, an expression which is meant to stir up racial division and hostility, is not expression that is guaranteed by Now, Article 160A of the Constitution actually prohibits all persons, institutions, and political parties from taking actions or making statements that may stir up or provoke racial hostility or ethnic division. Now, this is the very reason for the formation of the Ethnic Relation Commission. People form political parties, and if a person is charged under Section 139D of the Representation of the People's Act, and they have been convicted under that section, then that person can be barred from holding any political office or any seat in the National Assembly for 5 years. The Ethnic Relations Committee can hold an investigation into those statements, and if the party does not disassociate itself, it may have consequences. The Ethnic Relations Committee can find that the party has been involved in the dissemination of that racially divisive statements. What can flow from such an investigation is that a party can be barred on the advice of the Ethnic Relation Committee to GCOM from submitting a list of candidates for that election, from participating in election convictions for a 5-year period.
Section 139D, subsection 2 of the Representation of the People's Act provides that every person convicted of an offense under subsection 1 shall, in addition to any punishment under the said subsection, be incapable during a period of 5 years from the date of the conviction from being a member of the National Assembly or being a member of any local democratic organ or the holder of any constitutional or statutory office. Section 139D, subsection 5 of the Representation of the People's Act provides that every person convicted of an offense under subsection 1 shall, in addition to any punishment under the said subsection, be incapable during a period of 5 years from the date of the conviction from being a member of the National Assembly or being a member of any local democratic organ or the holder of any constitutional or statutory office.
So I hope we've given you clarity on these legal issues. Until next time, take care.